Hey, what's up guys? Darkbreaker here. Welcome to today's tier list for patch 5.3. The new patch has been out more than a week now, and the new season 15 is also alive. You guys can tell me down below in the comments how you guys are doing. And as you guys are aware, Heimerdinger is out, and Ambassador is also coming out soon. So stay tuned for that one. Check out my Ambassador video that I've made beforehand. And yeah, we're just gonna talk about the highlights and the key changes in this patch, because a lot of champions didn't get like a major buff. Like the balance changes itself were not that big. The biggest changes are more like the, how do I say, like the objectives. The objectives were the major changes in this patch, plus the Heimerdinger release, because that champion is broken. But otherwise, most of the champions are staying the same. But I'm just gonna highlight for each tier list. Wait, I should move my camera. My camera's in the way. Oops. Sorry. So I'm just gonna highlight for each tier list what changes I did and where I adjusted something. So as you guys can see, S plus are like the really good top picks right now. Broken picks, in my opinion, that are really good for solo carrying. And in this case, Kale C tier, because I think she's very easy to punish, and she needs so much time to scale. Anyways, I hope you guys will enjoy this tier list. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let's get started. I'm not gonna cover every champion because I'm repeating myself for the 20th time doing a tier list. You guys should be familiar with that by now, but we can talk about the major changes. Like we have the new Hextech item for Black Cleaver, for Zeke's Convergence, for Soul Stealer. I think these are the three biggest changes. But yeah, Black Cleaver benefits these champions, these three, Aatrox, Garen, and Set. Set is just super tanky, what makes him strong. Crowd control, tankiness. Garen, very strong in the 1vs1 and super tanky as well. Aatrox is sustained damage monster. When late game monster, especially with Awakened Soul Stealer, or should I say Hextech Soul Stealer, really good. Same for Gregors. I think the AP champions actually benefit the most from this patch, because Soul Stealer is broken as fuck. Jax is still one of the best split pushers in the game, and otherwise I moved Akali down because I never see a good Akali right now, and I feel like she might be hard to play for a lot of people, but Akali can be good. But I think she's better in the mid lane than in the Baron lane. I mean, she's the strongest tier. We can keep her there. And otherwise, I've put Lissandra a little bit higher up because she's really strong. One of the best mages right now in the game. Otherwise, we don't have any major changes for the Baron lane. Like, I think it's very similar state as in comparison to 5.C. Like I said, the biggest changes were Baron. Baron is really broken right now. If the team gets, like, if you get Baron, it's like almost out to win right now, because the T-Rex got buffed. Like, he's way more tanky, his abilities are better, and then all the side lanes are also getting, like, you have the Baron waves right now, so it's having Baron plus T-Rex in combination, which makes it, like, if you lose Smite, or if you lose Baron in general, yeah, it's almost over. Now let's move on to jungle. Jungle is a little bit more interesting. What did I do? I moved down Talon, and Kha'Zix moved down. I put Vi up, and I put Gragas and Lilia up. Vi is, in my opinion, my favorite jungle pick right now, actually. She's like the most consistent, tanky damage champion. She does a lot of damage, she is super tanky, she has great initial potential, and she fits into any team comp. Especially because I always have enchanters as my support, and Vi is just a great pick for being a frontliner that still does damage and still can carry a game. Like, if you watch my latest Vi videos, Vi is just turbo carrying. Rang obviously super strong in solo queue. His damage is crazy. Hakram, because of his mobility, he's tanky, he has good damage, he has sustain. Lee Sin, obviously, he's one of the strongest early game snowball monsters. Gragas and Lilia benefit from the Awakened Soul Stealer, making them super strong, especially Lilia with the amount of movement speed she has. She definitely destroys and kites so hard against tanks. Kale has the highest win rate actually on the Chinese test server, or not Chinese test server, on the Chinese server right now in the jungle, because late game she is a monster, but I still put her like S tier, because a lot of times you will have the problem of your teammates inting in the early game, or you're getting invaded, and you need to have the freedom to scale, and in solo queue sometimes you just don't have it. And then I moved Talon and Kha'Zix down because I feel like bruisers right now are stronger than assassins. There are a lot of team compositions are tanky, and everyone's just using like Black Cleaver, stacking hard tier, becoming super tanky. Kha'Zix is definitely falling off. Like Talon, more playable than Kha'Zix in my opinion. Kha'Zix still playable, but I feel like Kha'Zix struggled a lot recently because there are a lot of bruisers and a lot of crowd control, while Talon has more mobility to just jump around invisible and kill someone and then get out. So I mean, they're still good, but they're not like where I'm like, wow, easy 1 vs 9 freebie. Mordekaiser, and otherwise I think I moved Volibear and Olaf back up with the Black Cleaver. Giving them movement speed definitely benefits them. So otherwise, I think most of the stuff is the same as in the previous tier list. If you guys have any questions, write them down below in the comments, but I think it's pretty self-explained. S plus, broken, S tier, super strong, consistent, solid. You can play them in a lot of team comps and they can perform really well depending on how good you are. A tier is still solid, but not as strong as the others, and they have more weaknesses, I would say, and they're not as consistent, and consistency is key in solo queue. You want to have a consistent win rate, not like one game you're 20-0 and the next game you're 0-10. That could be, for example, what's a good example? Zed jungle, Graves jungle. One game you have an excellent game, the next game you have an inter game. Twitch, I mean, I don't know why I even put him. No one plays him anymore. Warwick also dog tier, in my opinion. I mean, B is okay, is playable. If you're a good Warwick, you can play him, but I still think if you play any of the top champions, it's way easier and you have way more impact in teamfights. Yeah, you don't get kited in teamfights, you don't get punished by the CC as hard. Let's move on to mid lane. Hey, for mid lane we have Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger, in my opinion, is absolutely broken. He does way too much damage. His turrets are super good for sieging and securing the first turret of the game. He has tons of damage output with Awakened Soul Stealer as well. Yeah, Heimerdinger, fantastic pick. Just fantastic pick. Even if you try to kill him with an assassin, he can just counter and kill you at the same time with his ultimate and a stasis. Lissandra, stasis, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Lissandra, what does she have? She has insane amount of crowd control, damage, and mobility. Lux with the long range poke, stays annoying, has shielding. Kassadin, high mobility, late game monster. Akali with Awakened Soul Stealer, one of the best assassins in the game. Vladimir, you guys know what? Vladimir in the late game just does 100,000 damage and sustains way too much. And the Wind Bros are also safe, self-explanatory in my opinion. Otherwise, I think this is pretty fair. Zoe is really good though. Zoe is really fucking good right now, especially with Awakened Soul Stealer. You could argue honestly and put her here. But I will just keep her strong S tier. That's fine in my opinion. That's fine. Because she needs to get ahead in the early game, I would say. And she's... Zoe is really good right now. Yeah. Strong S tier. Let's call her strong S tier, it's fine. But I put Lux here. Lux is also... Okay, let's put... I'm gonna put Zoe up. Zoe is really fucking good right now. Gragas is also really good. And he stays here. That's fine. Yeah, they're fine. Zoe's poke in combination with Awakened Soul Stealer, you have so much mobility that it's really hard to kill her. It's really hard to kill her right now. She's really good. I've played with Don one game, and he got like 20 kills, nuking people from so far away. That game was crazy. Otherwise, everything is fair play, I think. If you want to, you could put Lilia up. You could also put Caleb. You could put Lilia and Caleb. Oh, no, I'm gonna keep them there because their early game is really bad and they need a lot of time to scale. I would put Caleb. I'm gonna put Caleb because she skates faster right now than beforehand. Lilia is way better in the jungle than mid lane. I mean, these can be good in the late game, especially against melee tanky champions. So, but I'm talking about the average performance, not about like niche counter pick Gwen and Lilia against tanky compositions. Perfect. Then you can move them up. But on average, I'm just gonna put them on B for decent. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's move on to ADCs. I don't think ADCs changed too much, honestly. They did change the scaling or the adjustment that some late game champions are stronger in the late game but weaker in the early game. And I just have to say, yeah, Caitlyn and Tristana lethal tempo are just broken, especially with Lulu or Milio. You can't reach them, they hit you from so far away, and everyone else is just super strong S tier. Not sure what I'm supposed to tell you guys. Ezreal, just super consistent, weak in the early game though. They also, like, all have their strengths and weaknesses, and by now I've explained it and said it like 100 times, so I think most people that are watching this, they are aware of the strength and weaknesses of each champion. Like I said, Caitlyn, super solid, long range, entire game. Tristana is probably the strongest late game champion in solo queue, and especially with Lulu or Yumi. Ezreal, high mobility, long range poke, consistent and good counter potential. Draven, one of the strongest early games. Kai'Sa, consistent. Jhin, really strong early mid game. Misfortune's ultimate in early game. Lucian, high mobility early mid game. Sylvia's ultimate is broken. Varus, long range poke. It's pretty self-explained. Lack of mobility on this champion. Lack of mobility on this champion. Jhin also a little bit, but hey, Jhin with fleet footwork. I think it's kind of bugged. I think Stuart tweeted something. It's still kind of bugged. Otherwise, here are like the late game scaling champions that I think you could put Corgi here if you want to, but I'm just gonna keep them here. They're all very scaling and very weak in the early game, and these are niche, I would say, with the right team comp. You can play them. If you don't have frontline, it's very hard to play these two. Kalista, yeah, Kalista sucks in my opinion. Fuck it. Senna also sucks as ADC. And for support, honestly, support Yumi and Lulu are still my must bans. Yeah, like late game ADCs are better than before, so these enchanters do even better work. So if Lulu or Yumi are buffing up these ADCs, you have a big problem, a very big problem in the late game. I don't know what I'm supposed to tell you guys. It's pretty straightforward. These tanky champions are really good because of their engaging potential, their tankiness, and their crowd control. Nami has really good self-peel. Lux with the binds and shielding, super annoying. She's like a damage dealing support, but you can also play her like a utility champion, where she has very low cooldown and just spams bind, shield. And Soraka, insane amount of healing, especially if you have a frontline to channel your healing onto. Pyke is an excellent playmaker in Roma. Yeah, pretty self-explained. Well, I'm trying to keep the tier list a little bit shorter because, I mean, I can tell that I think those long videos are pretty hard to follow through, especially if I'm just trying to explain every champion. So I'm just trying to explain the big changes or like the champions that had the biggest impact in this patch. I think Vi is one of like... The last time I streamed, everyone was banning Vi, so I think people realize Vi is really broken right now. Rengar and solo queue is performing fucking insane. Gragas, Lilia as well. Hecarim, Lee Sin stayed. I mean, I had Rengar, Hecarim, and Lee Sin also as plus tier in the last one. I've moved Vi up, I've moved Gragas up, I've moved Lilia up, I've moved Talon and Kha'Zix down. Here, I've moved Akali down. The top champions stay the same, because obviously they didn't do much balance changes. Why would I adjust it for no reason? Heimerdinger, absolutely broken. Otherwise, Zoe's benefiting. Zoe also really good right now. ADC stay the same in my opinion. Yeah, Tristana, a nightmare. I think the biggest problem is Tristana late game. Tristana late game just demolishes and Caitlyn. If Caitlyn wins in the early game, she manages to siege the first turret of the game. Her tempo that she has in the early mid game is crazy, because she pushes one lane, gets the turret, then she goes mid lane, gets the turret, then she goes top lane, gets the turret. By that time, she is controlling the entire map by just sieging turrets and having so much range that you can't even kill her. And yeah, that's why I hate like Caitlyn plus Enchanter combo, because a lot of times they will win in the early game support and just extend their snowball, and they have way too much range. But yeah, these are the biggest change. Let me check the win rates. Dude, I don't know why, but my connection is so laggy right now, because I can't check the win rates. Like 57, Great Inventor, yeah, that's Heimerdinger. 57, Heimerdinger. Morde 53, Zoe's moving up, like I said. Kale also moving up. Brand, interesting, but this is Diamond Plus, not Master Plus. We should check Master Plus. But to be fair, we have early season, so Diamond Plus is not that bad. Yeah, I'm too laggy, but if you guys want to check lolm.qq.com, you can check the win rates for Diamond, for each position, and then for each rank as well. But remember, it's the average win rate across like so many players. Okay, but yeah, that's going for the tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried to keep it short for you guys, because I know you guys have a short attention span, and you guys probably won't watch till the end of the video. If you guys watch till the end of the video, then thank you very much for tuning in and increasing the watch time of the video. Much appreciated. Hope you guys have a lovely day. I'll see you guys next time. If you guys watch till the end, then what else can I write? Hashtag tier list. Hashtag tier list. Okay, I see you guys, and have a good one. Bye bye.